In 2015, we left the rat race and went to the farm. We bought a 100-year-old farmhouse and 9 acres. After 3 years of extensive renovations, we can finally call ourselves College Hill Farm.
Welcome back to College Hill Farm. Today, we're planting Romas. Today we're going to plant our Roma tomatoes. You saw me plant the tomato sets, or the tomato seeds, bed a set of tomatoes. Those were Romas. There were also some Cherokee purples. I didn't have as many seed of those. I didn't use as many seed. And also there was a big yellow tomato. It's called a potato leaf tomato. And they're up in the bed. It's June the 6th. They're ready to go in the garden, and they'll give me their bounty about the end of August, the 1st of September, and all the way to frost. So let's show you the bed, and so you can remember. You can go back and check out that video. It's one of the first ones in my set because I started them this year at the garden season. So let's have a look. Right here's our bed. On this side, we've got some Cherokee purples, and looks like I only got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 came up, which is all I need. I've got 13 or 14, maybe 16 out in the kitchen garden already. Now right here, this is a big potato leaf variety. You can see the leaves. It's a big yellow tomato. And I've got 1, 2, 3 of those, 4 of those came up. And I have to plant those. I grew those strictly for seed this year because I was almost out of seed. So those have to go way away from anywhere around my gardens. They'll probably go all the way to the other side of the house. And here is the Romas. Now there's a lot of them in there, and every one of them that was dedicated enough to come up, I'm going to put in the garden. So we'll get that started. Okay, here we are, back at the bed. I have a dainty method for getting these out. It's called a shovel. They don't need you to be dainty, they just need you to be expedient. So you come in here, you pick the ones you want, you take your shovel, you get a shovel full, and put them in a bucket. Very dainty. And I'll get another shovel full. Let's see, don't lose those. You'll notice they're just in the top inch or so of soil. Get another shovel. Put those in another bucket. Yep. It's filled out. Grab these little ones right here. They're trying to come apart. Put them in the bucket. And there they are. They're not daintily put in that bucket. They're just thrown in there. Expedience is what you want, not dainty. So now let's take these and go to the garden and plant them, and then we'll come back and get more. Here we are in our garden spot. Have you ever noticed how all these homesteaders are always clean? Their gardens never have any weeds in them when they do these videos. I guess that's something I should try to be like. But that's just not me. I get dirty. I have to lay down on the ground. I get right down on my hands and knees. My pants are dirty. I don't know how they do it. I'm impressed. Anyway, we're at our garden spot. I tilled it up the other night. It had been tilled. This is the 3rd tilling. That helps kill the weed seeds. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this. I'm going to show you what you need to do. Here's my bucket of tomatoes. Now, I'm just going to pull those loose to where they're just little tomatoes like that. Bunches of them. Take these, any big clobs, just break them. so that they come loose from the roots. And just take them out of your bucket. That one's probably too little to transplant. Take them out of your bucket. Get the dirt off the roots. Pretty good. Separate them. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Okay. You separate them out into individual little plants. Here's another one. And another one. That's two. Separate those out. Shake a little of that dirt off. There's a little one. He's too little to plant. Okay. Now let's see how many we got. So I got 15 tomato plants out of that first little shovelful, and that's the smaller of the two buckets. There'll probably be 20, 25 in the other bucket, and I've probably got 50 or more still in the bed, so I'm going to go ahead and plant these. My planter is a super complicated thing. It's a stick, and it's got, there was a fork right here, and it's just cut off real close. So let me show you how these get planted. See, there's the first one. I come over here about a foot. I need to lay these down. Well, I don't want to lay them down. Means I have to bend over and get them. All right, so I drop one. Just drop it where you want it to be. Take your stick and just push it into the ground all the way up to its leaves. And that's it. Drop another one. Yep, I dropped two. That's all right. Just get a hold of one of them and just push it right in the ground all the way up to its leaves. The next one I'm going to do the same way. Move it down a little. Put my stick right on the root ball and just push it right down in the ground right to the top of the leaves. And that's it. It's in there. Now, once I get all these planted, I'll come back and water them in. I water mine in with Miracle Grow because they're getting all their nutrients from that composted manure in the bed. And I want them to get a good start here. So I water them in with Miracle Grow. And then every day, I'll water them twice a day. So, till they're established for the first 4 or 5 days. And once 4 or 5 days is gone, they're established, and I won't water them again. I'll let Mother Nature take care of that. So I'll go ahead and get the rest of these poked in, and I'll show you how I Miracle Grow them. Okay, I get my tomatoes in the ground, all 15 in the ground, poked in the ground less than a minute. Now I'm going to take a sprayer, a 2-gallon sprayer, and just go down through there and wet them good. All right, that's it. Those tomatoes are ready. Now, will some of these tomatoes die? Yeah, some of them will. But I have a mantra: plant more than you have to have. That way you're always assured that you have what you need. Now, this year, that mantra is probably going to hold true and may even be not so true. I planted 50 cauliflower plants. Groundhogs got most of them early when they were young. They bit them off. They're still growing, but they probably won't put on any cauliflower heads. They ate my broccoli some, so my broccoli's going to be reduced. So my next video, you're going to see me planting or getting ready to plant a fall set of broccoli and cauliflower, and I'll deal with that groundhog. Okay, and one other thing. If you plant more than you need and you harvest way more than you need, you can give it to your neighbors. You can take it to your local food pantry. All those things. And you're magnanimous. You can be magnanimous when you've got more than you need. As a matter of fact, you probably should. That's how we plant our Roma tomatoes. Off to plant probably 75 more. I've got 45 in this row. I got 47 in the other row. The plants, when I first did them, they cost me about 1.5 cents a piece, maybe 4 cents a piece. 4 cents a piece is right. When I first did them, my plants cost me 4 cents a piece. Now I've spent tractor gas and all that, which I would spend anyway if I bought them at the feed and seed, but I'm not even going to consider that. I got 90 plants in and probably $1 worth of gas tilling this area and maintaining it over the year. So my plants cost me a nickel a piece. Where can you do that? Bed your own plants. Roma tomatoes are not a tomato that you eat at the table. You can them, we dehydrate them, and we put them in olive oil. So that's what we do with ours. And after we dehydrate them, sometimes we will grind them and make Roma tomato powder. But there's nothing like Cherokee purple tomato powder. That's the main powder we do, but we'll do Roma powder too. That stuff is better than tomato paste ever thought about being. When you put it in a stew or a soup, or my wife makes a pasta dish that's to die for with tomato powder and little bitty grape tomatoes. So I'll try and get her to show you that. I don't know if she doesn't like the camera, so I don't know if I can get her to show you that or not, and I don't know if I'd be good enough to do it or not. So this is our tomatoes. Come September, we'll harvest them. But now if you don't keep the weeds out of them, you don't get tomatoes. So I plant mine far enough apart that I can cultivate them with a tractor. As the year goes on, it'll get to where I can't. But you can go through and keep the weeds out of each individual plant. You can see a hay pile down there that I'll use for mulch. And okay, on to the next thing. I'd like to thank you for visiting with us at College Hill Farm today. I hope you found our videos entertaining and or informative. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and comment on both Facebook and YouTube. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.